the Vegas Golden Knights are the most hated franchise in all of hockey right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because as a Leafs fan, as a Leafs lover, it's been since not before I was born since it's happened, right? Since they won a cup, and then you go back to before the Vegas Golden Knights even were named the Golden Knights. Their owner Bill Foley, he said, we're going to win the Stanley Cup in 6 years, and this is year 6 of the plan. They almost won in their first year of existence, and now they got a shot to do it tomorrow night and probably on Thursday. And I think they're the most hated franchise in hockey just for the way they manipulated the salary cap a little bit. They didn't play their captain most of the year in Mark Stone. They could find a way to twist the rules a little bit, not break, because then otherwise that would be against the law. But they find a way to get players. They found a way to manipulate the expansion draft and get this guy and get that guy. And they've gotten good players throughout, and they haven't cared who they've stepped on their way to getting to the Stanley Cup Finals once again this year. They had a couple of great coaches in their existence so far. They're on their third coach in 6 years, so that's something to say. And then when they had their franchise guy, who you would have thought, with Marc-Andre Fleury, they said, yeah, thanks, bye, see you to him. And then they let him go too. So there's zero loyalty with that franchise. That owner's out to win. And you can't blame GM Kelly McCrimmon for saying, well, this guy,
Brad McCrimmon. Yeah.
This guy's paying me. And so I'm going to do what I can do to make this thing happen. I have my marching orders. So it's not McCrimmon's fault and the like, but they're doing it, and 6 years in, I think they're hated, and I also think there's a lot of jealousy involved in the Vegas Golden Knights going to a Stanley Cup final for their second time in 6 years with and being one win away right now.
So I wrote an article on bellyupsports.com a couple of months back about I called it the Haters Guide to the Stanley Cup, and what I did was I ranked every single team according to hateability. So the Boston Bruins, it was for me, it was 8.5 out of 10 because they're Boston. Yeah. Colorado was 9 out of 10. I scored Vegas as a 9 out of 10, and I'm going to read the paragraph that I wrote. Up next in the Haters Guide to the Stanley Cup playoffs are the Vegas Golden Knights. Fans have been hating on the Golden Knights since their inaugural season when they went to the Stanley Cup final. Hey, is it my fault that Brad McCrimmon took advantage of your incompetent GM? No, it isn't. But the success of the Golden Knights has always been a divisive topic. After 1 year absence from the playoffs, the Golden Knights are back in the playoffs. Do the Golden Knights have anyone who is pest-worthy? Not really. But again, haters hate success, and the Vegas Golden Knights are a success story. High score on the hateability scale. That might change to 10 or maybe 20 out of 10 after the Stanley Cup final is over and they win the Stanley Cup.